get cold feet in the garden.
Depending on what zone you're in, you got to know what your weather's going to be. Keep an eye to the sky. And as you know, that last frost date is just an estimate. In your area, it can still go ahead and have some bad weather like we've been having, or it can get really cold. Now our cool weather crops, our lettuce, our cabbage, our spinach, they're doing just fine in this weather. I probably have way too many in this little raised bed, and I'm not getting cold feet in the garden. Our peas are doing well. We've got amaranth coming up all over the place. I've got some cucumbers that came up on their own, some more cilantro. But this is the time of year, if you make a mistake, you can turn a $1 tomato into a $50 tomato. That line of thunderstorms came across last night, dropped us down to almost 40 degrees. Forecast to get down into the 30s tonight. And if I had tomatoes or peppers in the ground, even in the mixed deep mulch, they'd have cold feet by waiting just a little while. The method that I use, starting my seeds a little later, my tomatoes are going to be just as productive or more productive by June than these expensive store-bought. Let's take a trip to a couple of the big box stores and see what's available out there. Now, I'm not going to pick on any one of them. This is just what's out there, and I'm itching to plant too. But if you get these in the ground too early, you're apt to wind up with a $50 tomato. While we drive into town, let's take a look at a few of our contributors. After all, today is Saturday, and you know what that means. We go to you and we celebrate what's going on in your garden. After all, this is where we get ideas, this is where we get inspiration, and I get the motivation to show you exactly what's possible in a deep mixed mulch garden, even in this tumultuous weather. The sun is out, but it hasn't been out for a while, and the wind's been blowing hard out of the south. Now it's kind of coming out of the north, and it turned off really cold last night. Let's go on down to Texas and take a look at Mike and Linda's deep mixed mulch garden. Their bulbing onions are bulbing up nicely. The rest of their garden is coming along really well. Mike, Linda, Zone 8 has allowed you to get a jump on most of us. We sure appreciate you showing us what to look forward to. Mary's also in Texas. Took a swing through the garden and got some greens for lunch. This is wonderful, Mary. We look forward to seeing what else you produce. Thank you. Standing here in the store looking at all these expensive tomatoes, there's two numbers that come to mind. Ground temperature versus soil temperature. That soil temperature needs to be at least 60 degrees constantly. Now your deep mixed mulch, that'll bring your soil up, but then you have the air temperature. And your tomatoes, and your peppers, your basil, they all thrive much better if your nighttime temperature stays around 70 degrees or higher. Now you look at some of the container basil and tomatoes, they're upwards of $20 a piece. You get one bad night and you can lose all of that. Now we watch all these people, they load up their carts and they're itching to plant just like we are. I'll tell you, the store's going to have tomatoes when the soil's ready to put them in the ground. And I'll bet nobody told you that $1 could do what 20 can't. I'll show you my dollar rule. Oh, finally made it back. Now I was able to find 3 different kinds of basil that met my criteria of having at least 4 plants in one container. This works really well with basil, not so good with anything else. But I'm going to show you how I took Lowe's sale, 3 for $12, to make each one of these 50 cents a piece. Well, you'd say there's 4 in here, and if that's a $4 pot, that should be $1 a piece. But we're going to go ahead and, this is my trick. Now when you look at basil, everywhere the leaves are coming out, like right here, that's a node. Up here's a node. That node is either going to bush or it's going to make roots. So we're going to come up, this one's big enough, we're going to come up to the second node and we're just going to clip that off. Now this node right here, we're going to take the leaves off of it because we got plenty going up on top. Now you be careful not to rip the stem, but I can just pinch those out of there. And then we're just going to put that in a glass of water, and in a couple days that will root, and then we'll make another plant out of it, and we'll turn this 4 into 8. We're going to do the same thing for the Thai basil. We're going to come up 2 nodes, clip that off, come up to the second node, pinch out those leaves, and put that in a glass of water. And we're going to do that for all of those in that container. The same thing with the purple basil. Come up a couple nodes. You want to leave the top node and come down to the second and then go down to the next one before you cut it. That will leave you 1 set of leaves that you're going to pinch off, and that'll create a ton of roots right through here. And then we'll up pot those when these root up, we'll up pot them, and we'll have doubled what we bought. Then, as the ones that we've trimmed start to grow a little bit, we'll take them out of this container, we'll tease those roots apart, and we'll put them in separate containers. Now, while I go ahead and do this, let's go ahead and take a look at a couple more of our contributors. Art took the gamble, put his squash out a little early, and he's already got squash making. I got quite a few questions about Art's bananas, so I want to clarify. He pruned those back about 6 feet up, and yes, it looks like they're coming out of a fence post, but those original leaf stalks were dense enough that they took the Tulsa winter, and those new leaves are coming right out of the center. Art, thank you. We can't wait to see what else you do in your garden this year. Eddie's got a pretty nice pile of leaf mold going. He wanted to show the structure and his potatoes that he just planted. Eddie, you're off to a fine start this year. We look forward to seeing how your garden grows, and I appreciate you sharing. Aren't our contributors awesome? I invite you to become a member of this group. There's no obligation, doesn't cost anything. All you have to do is send in a photo now and again. Help us motivate others that may want to learn how to garden. We're just a loose-knit group of people that like to get our hands dirty and grow things that taste great. Now, as far as the $20 tomatoes go, this is why I wait. We planted these about 3 weeks ago, got them germinated, up-potted them. Now they're producing really strong roots in these cells, and some of these are up to their 3rd true leaves already. And by the time the soil is actually ready and the air temperature's right, they'll be as robust or better than those expensive store-bought tomatoes, and they'll be ready to go in the ground. But I've got some yellow tomatoes that I started last week, and they've come up, and you can still see they've got their seeds still kind of holding some of the leaves together, but we're ready to prick these out and get them in containers. And while I go get another prick stick off a branch back here, let's go ahead and take a look at a couple more of our contributors. We were with Walter when he put his potatoes in. They're up and going really well. He's also got a bunch of seedlings going. He'll be ready to put those in the ground just as soon as the weather's right. Walter, your progression of your deep mix mulch garden is awesome. Thank you. Last week we looked at Larry's preparation for his food garden, but this week he's hard at it. And just take a look at the blooms he's got. Now his blueberry bushes are accents around his house, and they're just loaded with berries. And you can see exactly how he gets to where he's at. It takes a little bit of work. Larry, thank you. I had a contributor write in and said they use chopsticks for this. And a chopstick will work really well. But just a stick off the tree works really well too. And we're just pressing these down in there, just down to their first leaves, making sure you got your roots in there with them. Now while I do this, let's go ahead and take a look at Nora's garden. We haven't seen Nora in a while. When Nora shows up with her flowers, we know it's springtime. Nora, I appreciate you sharing. This is beautiful. Thank you. You can see we got quite a bit of rainwater, and I had to take these out so they didn't drown. But that lets us go ahead and put these in, and they'll soak up water from the bottom. We're not going to disturb that nice soil or those roots that we just put in there. Now these leaves, I'm not throwing those away. They're going to be part of dinner tonight. Oh, they smell great. But I'm going to go ahead and get these inside, let them get rooted, Let the ones I just pruned heal just a little bit before we go ahead and break those apart and put those in containers. And that's my dollar rule. So if you're getting cold feet, or your plants get cold feet, remember we still got a little bit of time. You can do this too. And it doesn't cost an arm and a leg. Until next time, remember, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you. Come on, let's plant.
Let's go plant garden.